A man accidentally arrived on an island of tiny people where he was tied up from head to toe with ropes, and even his size 35 canvas shoes were locked. With one mighty roar, Paul ripped the wooden stakes out of the ground and stood up, convinced he had to be dreaming. Just then, the general rode toward him on horseback and threw a spear. A few soldiers then tossed out a giant hook, latched it onto Paul's backside, and pulled with all their strength. Paul lost his balance, fell hard to the ground, and passed out. When he woke up, he found himself tied to a large cart that was slowly being pushed into the tiny kingdom. Crowds gathered to watch, treating Paul like a giant monster. Outside the palace, they put him on display, and even the sword-wielding princess had never seen such an enormous man before. The next day, Paul was taken to a field and made to pull a plow to dig up the land. Just then, enemy assassins attacked the palace, so the general quickly turned the cart around and rushed Paul back to rescue the royal family. Paul marched with an awkward stride at incredible speed, and once they reached the palace, the general ordered everyone to stay back while he claimed he would save the princess himself. But Karl knew the general was all talk, so he secretly unlocked Paul's chains and asked him to help. At the critical moment, Paul charged in first, grabbed two assassins between his fingers, flipped them over, and tossed them into a fish pond, easily rescuing the princess. By the time the general arrived, the fight was already over. The princess thanked Paul, but the king was still trapped inside the burning palace. Paul rushed back in to save him, but the flames blocked his way. They desperately needed a huge amount of water. Seeing the fire getting worse, Jack had no other choice but to pull down his pants and unleash a powerful stream like a silver dragon, accurately putting out the flames around the king and saving his life. As embarrassing as it was, it worked perfectly. The general tried to stop him with his sword, but Jack turned around and accidentally sprayed the rest on the general instead. Furious, the general ordered Jack to be executed, but the wise king pardoned him and rewarded him for saving the kingdom. At Jack's banquet, the king prepared a magnificent feast and ordered a giant seaside villa built to match Jack's enormous size. He even had a massive electric fan specially made for him, assigned tiny servants to bring him coffee, hired several miniature barbers and massage therapists, and formed a small marching band to entertain him. To make sure Jack had a place to relax, the king also spent a fortune building him a movie theater where the actors were real people. Jack spent the next several months living comfortably in the tiny kingdom and was eventually appointed by the king as the kingdom's official protector alongside the general.